As the girl drifted around a corner, she suddenly noticed the mountain road was covered with thumbtacks. The tires ran over the thumbtacks, and the car lost control instantly, charging straight toward the cliff. At this critical moment, an A86 cut into the drainage ditch, navigated 5 consecutive hairpin bends in a row, and steadily blocked the out-of-control vehicle with its own body. The girl looked up in shock, only to find that the person who had saved her was none other than the man her good-for-nothing dad, whom she had always looked down on. No one knew that this food delivery driver was once an 8-time racing champion. In the final lap of the 9th race, his boss told him to intentionally lose the race so he could get a share of the 200 million yuan's prize money, but he instead drifted to overtake his opponent and crossed the finish line to claim the championship. To escape the manhunt that followed, he took his wife and daughter into hiding, living under an assumed identity. Tragically, his wife was still hit and killed by the boss's men. On her deathbed, she urged him never to let their daughter get involved in racing. The 18-year-old girl had inherited this racing talent. In the middle of her rebellious phase, she found her father embarrassing and was determined to take part in racing competitions. When the man saw her registration form, he was utterly shocked and firmly opposed the idea, only to be scolded by his daughter as unpromising. The girl secretly went to a racing club to practice driving, and her drifting skills were remarkably similar to those of the former racing champion, her father. During one overtaking attempt, she caused another driver's car to crash. When the boss pressed her about where she had learned such skills, the girl stubbornly insisted she had taught herself, even though she remembered her father using drifting to avoid danger while delivering food. She refused to believe he was the former racing champion. Furious, the boss kicked her out and demanded 200,000 yuans in compensation. The man had witnessed everything. To avoid exposing his identity, he apologized humbly and offered to take full responsibility for the compensation. Disappointed, the girl ran away from home, leaving behind a flyer for the Chunming Mountain Racing competition. The man knew all too well how dangerous that place was. He took out a dusty key, retrieved the A86 from the garage filled with trophies, and set off to save his daughter. By then, the girl had already reached Chunming Mountain. Faced with the boss's demand for compensation, she even proposed a challenge against all the drivers. If she won, she would take 3 million yuans. If she lost, she would let them cut off her hands. The race began. Zhao Wu and Zhao Liu deliberately blocked her path, but the girl drifted along the outer lane and overtook them through a narrow gap. She left one opponent after another behind and caught up with the current race leader. The leading driver asked the boss for help, and Biaozi was ordered to scatter thumbtacks on the road. The girl's car ran over the thumbtacks and lost control. The boss said to Biaozi, "Go and collect her body," but his man came running back in a panic to report, "The A86 is going up the mountain."